going to be some new decks that I created yesterday, so I wanted to showcase those on the channel. I am going to be answering any questions that anyone who joins the live would like answered, as well as pulling free cards. Some from the spiritual guidance decks that I have out. I have the Angel Guidance and Keepers of the Light out, as well as the other 3 decks that I created. One's called Who's Thinking of You? It gives descriptions of people and what their characteristics are, or what they physically look like, to narrow it down. And the other one is called Soundtrack of Our Life. There's 150 different songs in there. Since I am a divine channeler and I channel messages through songs a lot for the collective, this gave me a way to kind of do that in a fun way. So if any of the songs out of that deck that come out resonate for you, Spirit's advice is that you go listen to the song in its entirety and pay attention to the lyrics for a message. Could be from Source, Spirit, your angels, your guides, your other half. Whoever it is for you, if it resonates, they want you to go listen to the song. And the final deck that I created is just the alphabet, so that we can get some letters or initials of people that might also be thinking of you or are significant in your life. So I'm going to start pulling from Keepers of the Light first. And we'll see what messages need to come through for the collective. I did post 2 shorter readings already today, so if those resonate for you, you're more than welcome to go check those out. All right, what do we need to know from our keepers? Oh, wow, that was fast. Keepers of the Light today. All right, we start with Elmora. Awakening presence, the universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. So this card really symbolizes that you need to basically put on your armor of protection before you leave every day. Whether that's from energetic attacks, whether that's from people who physically, get in your energy and they're kind of not good for you, you need to have your protection on before you leave the house. So make sure that you know that you are protected by the divine and wear your cloak of protection and love. Archangel Michael, trusting heaven. You are safe. Angels stand close. It's time to surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. So Archangel Michael is always there for protection. If you need his help or assistance, all you need to do is call on him and ask. We have free will, so we do have to ask for assistance from our angels. They are not allowed to intervene on our behalf unless it's life or death. So Archangel Michael wields his fiery blue sword, and he carries a shield, and he will come and cut ties from people, places, or things that don't serve us, as well as he's always there to offer energetic protection from spiritual or physical attacks. Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realms. So this is a card symbolizing that we might be getting downloads of information from Source, Spirit, or the divine. It could come in many forms. Hello, greetings from Estonia. Thanks for joining. This is also something that you need to trust that the divine always has your back, and they could be showing you lots of different things in many different ways. So whether it's repeating number sequences that you see, whether it's signs and synchronicities that you see, a spiritual download, a sudden knowing of something that's happening, they want you to pay attention to these things. It's really important. They're trying to get some sort of message and understanding to you. Know that the truth is being revealed and deep insights are coming through. Krishna, devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized and you are loved unconditionally. So we are always loved from the divine, from Source, from Spirit. If we don't feel that, we can always ask them to show us more signs that they are with us and that they're showing us their love and affection. All right, what do we have from our angel guidance? Thank you, angels. Wow, what do we need to know today for our spiritual messages? All right, they want you to expect miracles. This is something where you first have to believe that a miracle is yours and that they happen all the time. And then you need to expect that they are going to happen. Miracles occur naturally every single day. It's whether or not you're open to receive them that you will notice that they are in your life. So be expecting miracles. Somewhere in your life, there needs to be some forgiveness and understanding. So whether that is you need to forgive yourself for things that you can't change, or things that you've done that you wish you hadn't, you can always be able to let go of those things. So you have to operate in a place of forgiveness, not only for yourself, but also for others, and have some understanding. Things will start to transform. It could take courage and bravery on your part. So know that if you need assistance, ask your angel team to help guide you in the steps needed to take in order to make these changes, but it will require courage and bravery on your part to get there. There is power behind your intentions. So whether it is good intentions or bad intentions, there is power behind it. So be cautious with the things that you're trying to bring into your life, that you know exactly what it is you want. So make sure that you set your intentions clearly before you begin things like manifesting. All right, let's get one more from the angels. Self-acceptance. This is going to be huge for a lot of people. Self-acceptance, basically broken down, means you accept who you are at your core 100%. And for a lot of us, we struggle with those things, whether we don't feel worthy, whether we feel like an outsider, or whether we don't like certain things about ourselves. We have to embrace who we are. Our Creator designed us unique and an individual for a purpose. There is nobody else exactly like you on the planet, and there is a reason for that. You hold special gifts and talents and abilities that others do not possess. So you need to embrace who you are and who your Creator designed you to be. And the first step is accepting who you are. All right, that's what we have for our angel guidance and our keepers of the light message. All right, so let's see who's joining us. We had greetings from Estonia. Let's see, how can I know what is my mission, if there is any way? So I would say your biggest thing is you're going to want to see where are your passions in life. And if you can find a way to really, embrace your passions or things that really make you feel alive, you'll never truly work another day in your life if you're able to make money at it. But you need to sit and kind of ground your energy and meditate. And it can take a while. But if there's things that really kind of give you excitement in your life and bring you joy, just naturally doing those things, then that could be part of your mission. It could be something like maybe you're going to help other people on your mission. Maybe it's something simple that you don't think is a big deal, but to others it is. It's going to be different for everybody, but to be able to truly find your mission takes a lot of soul searching, and you really need to go after the things that are important to you, the things that you're passionate about. It took me until I was about 40 years old to really figure out what my purpose was and my calling. Some people maybe figure it out a lot sooner, others maybe it takes them most of their life. My goal is truthfully to help people be able to heal what's keeping them stuck in order to embrace their true self, their authentic self, and be able to heal and grow and go forward. So that's what I do in my personal readings, is it's kind of like what's on the radar, what's on the map, in order to help you be able to let go of things that are keeping you stuck so you can make changes and be able to go forward in a positive way. So to truly figure out what your mission is, you're going to have to take some time and really get to the core of who you are and what it is that kind of drives you or what lights your fire in life. So that's the best advice I have for figuring out what your mission is on this planet. All right, the next deck is called Soundtrack of Our Life. This is the one that I made that's all the different song references. Since I channel music quite regularly and music is always playing in my head, I decided I would create a music deck. So that's what this next one is. And if anybody would like some cards, see like if there's a song that pops out for you that really resonates for your journey today, happy to pull some free cards out of the new decks or out of the spiritual ones for whoever wants any that joins us. So let's see, we have Separate Ways by Journey. And I think that one's been in the movie Stranger Things recently, as well as it's been all over TikTok for months. Time After Time, Cyndi Lauper. And it's funny how some of these, like I'll show what the whole message is here after I pull them all out. They kind of tell a little bit of a story. All the Right Moves, One Republic, Second Chance, Shine Down. Yeah, I'm already starting to get a message here. Let's see. Need You Now, Lady Antebellum, and Won't Go Home Without You, Maroon 5. So for somebody in the collective that you guys went your separate ways on your journey, there's definitely a person that comes to mind when you hear this song or when you see these words. It's somebody who you really thought that you were kind of in a journey with, going forward, lifelong journey or a lifelong partner, but something happened that you guys separated and went separate ways. Time after time, you're thinking about this person and the things that happened in this connection, and somebody is definitely thinking that they had all the right moves, like they were your other half, or you thought that they were going to be your forever person, or there was this really strong commitment and a connection for sure. And you think about this person all the time. Somebody wanted a second chance, whether that's you or this other person, but somebody wanted a second chance in this connection after an ending. One of you feels like you really need this person in your life. So whether that's you or the other person, they do want a second chance, but it's up to you whether or not that happens. I feel like this person's going to be quite stubborn that they don't want to leave without you. So they might be coming in for a second chance or to try and reconcile things. Time after time, they keep thinking how much they need you. So that's up to you whether or not that happens. All right, let's see if we can narrow it down to who's thinking about you. Silver hair. Could be older than you. Brown hair, so that could be you, that could be them, however it resonates for you. They could have a combination of silver and brown hair as well. Female, girl, woman, she, her. Tried to be inclusive in some of this. I know not everybody is traditional in the male-female roles anymore. Blue eyes could be significant. Dimples in the chin, like a cleft in the chin. Tall, 6 foot or above. Animal lover. And one of you has brown eyes. So we have silver, brown hair, female, blue eyes, dimples in the chin, tall, 6 foot or above, animal lover, brown eyes. And we have male, boy, him, he, her. So definitely male, female component here. Whichever you resonate is fine. Silver hair, blue eyes, animal lover. Brown hair, dimples, brown eyes. Male, female. One of you is tall, 6 foot or above. Let's get some initials. Let's see what's going on here. K, T, J, that shows up. R, H, and I were the initials. All right, so that could be for somebody who watches this or somebody who is in the live right now. Let's see. All right. And if these messages resonate, leave me a comment in the chat. I'm always curious what's going on for people. I like to see if it resonates for sure. All right, let's see who's joining us. Okay, so greetings from Estonia. Are you still here? I did answer your question. I'm not positive if you saw it. This will be able to be replayed back after the live as well if you missed it. Best advice for that would be truly that you just need to really see where your passion is in life and what is it that you feel called to do. Like, what is it that you naturally embrace in your life that you feel like your purpose could be, or like what you feel is calling to you and what you feel called to do with your life. Mine is being a healer. That's my calling in life, is to be able to help people be able to overcome things in their life that are keeping them stuck or hindering their growth and their progress going forward. So it's really important that you figure out what it is at your core that is really calling to you to kind of help find out what your mission or your purpose is. Love writing songs and poems. Me too. Actually wrote a book. If you are new to the channel, I wrote a book last year. I'm working on a second one. The first one is all about my spiritual journey and my life, everything that kind of led up to me doing readings and being in the public eye and things like that, starting a TikTok and a YouTube channel, and all of the experiences that kind of got me here. So definitely was a big thing to step out of my comfort zone, but it was worth it, and I'm grateful that I did it. So if you're interested, all of that will be in the comments of all my videos, or it's on the About page, so you can see all of that. Love writing songs and poems, and I also reckon when people need really help. Yes. So you could also be somebody who is an empath, and that's somebody who feels others' emotions, and we tend to draw a lot of people to us that are absolutely in need of healing. So that could also be something. Question. Is there a way to know that do my grandparents have a message for me that she's gone? So typically if I channel a message that comes through, that's sometimes something that I can pick up. I typically do those as private readings. So you could book one of those if you want to for like a full reading. My email is how you would contact me for that. I am picking up some energy, so you tell me if it resonates for you or not. There is an energy coming through that had issues with her throat or breathing. Like there could have been, she may have been on like machines to help her breathe before her passing, like she could have been very ill. It's the throat, something to do with the throat. So could be cancerous, thyroid, smoking problems, things like that. But there was something to do with her airway close to the time of her passing because they're blocking my throat chakra. Also could mean that there were things left unsaid, either on your side or their side, however that resonates for you. But definitely picking up that something was blocking with the throat. Sometimes, not typically, it can mean that there was trauma in that area. So whether it was like injury, illness, accident, things like that, it's coming through very strong. So that's what I'm picking up the most right now. So whether that resonates for you or not, you have to let me know. I would like to pull you some messages, if that's okay, for your question from the cards that we have. I'd like to get some song references for you first of all. Let's see what comes through. All right. So we have Elvis Presley's Can't Help Falling. So Can't Help Falling in Love with You. It's an older song. And we have When I Was Your Man, Bruno Mars. So definitely feel like there could have been a breakup in your life recently within the last 6 months or so. And Just Like a Pill, Pink. So that tells me that there was a lot of things that were kind of hurting you, or this loss could have significantly hurt you. Let's see. And then we have When a Man Loves a Woman by Michael Bolton. And A Woman Like You, Lee Bryce. And Animals, Maroon 5. So if any of those resonate for you, those are the ones I pulled out. Love Elvis. My mom loved Elvis too. I was pretty young, so I don't remember. So my advice, anytime that Spirit is trying to connect messages, if you're unsure, ask your older relatives in your family the circumstances on her passing and see if any of that resonates. Was she on like a breathing tube? Did she have a tube to help her breathe? Was she on things like a respirator or a ventilator? CPAP could also be another one. It puts air through you to help keep you breathing, things like that. But it does feel like there was something going on in the throat area. So whether that was illness going on, injury going on, a surgical procedure going on, or a tube to help her breathe, or words that were left unspoken at the time of her passing, that is what's coming through for you today. I'm going to get some Keepers of the Light for you. So we have Charity, Prayer and Contemplation. Connect with heaven and ask and you shall receive. So pertaining to your purpose, they're telling me that if you're feeling like you don't know which way to go when it comes to your calling, they want you to ask for guidance. So ask your spirit team, your angels, your ancestors to guide you in the right way in order to discover what that actually is for you. Let me get one more of those. Isis, Magic Manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming a reality, so stay focused. So that means that whatever it is that you're trying to achieve for your future, your goals to go forward, you need to stay focused on what those actually are and don't get sidetracked. That's really important that you keep forging a path forward for your spiritual growth. Your dreams and your visions and your goals are becoming a reality. Spiritual growth from the angels. They're saying that this is part of the process of you growing and developing. So whether you are still fairly young or whether you have made it to a point in life where you're finally ready to step into those spiritual gifts and the challenges, there is definitely growth coming for you at a spiritual level. It's time to take charge and take action somewhere in your life. So whether that's following a dream or a goal of yours, or whether this is something that you need to pursue, you need to put the action behind whatever that is for you. Earth and ground. So this tells you that if you're feeling a little bit out of alignment, that you definitely want to make sure you're grounding your energy. And there's many ways that you can do that. As simple as walking barefoot in the grass or the ground, or taking Epsom salt baths, or using crystals or incense to clear your energy often. They want you to ground and connect your energy so that your chakras align. That's your energy points. There's 7 main ones that sit from the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head. That would be your crown chakra. And when those energy points are all in balance and all aligned, then you are in grounded energy. So that helps not only feel at your best, but it's also going to be something that helps you release anything that's not really serving you. All right, let me get caught up here. Hello, Violet, welcome. You're 33. Okay, I do believe that there is more than meets the eye. I always have. There is no way that this is it. We call life, there is more. I agree. So as a medium and a psychic and an intuitive, I will tell you that I have experienced things that science and the realm of what we can see, our 3D life, there is definitely more to it. So I'll share a personal message here on the channel that I don't know if I've shared before or not, but let me clean up these cards really quick. So about 2.5 years ago, I had a dream, and I've always had psychic or prophetic dreams my whole life. So that was nothing new. I've kept a journal for years of all the different dreams and things just to see, you know, whether they actually happened or, you know, whether it was just a dream or whether it was something else. Some things would actually happen later at a different time, and they were kind of predictive in nature, these dreams that I would have. So I would just write them down, everything that I could remember, whether it was specific details, names, places, whatever. I would write it all down, and I kept a journal for years. So 2.5 years ago, I had a really unsettling dream about my mom. And I dreamed that I could see that she had passed away. I could see all the circumstances in what had happened, and that for whatever reason that I had to find out that she had passed through the grapevine, through like police or through friends, family, something like that. At the time, I was living about an 1.5 hours drive from where my mom lived. She lived on her own, and she was very independent, even though she had already had a couple of strokes and was kind of limited in her mobility and things like that. She enjoyed what was left of her independence, so she liked living where she lived. Excuse me, let me get a drink real quick. So long story short, I had this dream that I could see all the details of how she passed. So in a panic the next morning when I woke up, I called her immediately, and she answered the phone, and I told her what had happened. And she started laughing at me, basically saying, you know, I'm not scared to die. Like, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. It is what it is. I know I'm going to heaven, and it's fine. So when that happens, don't be sad. It's, you know, if it's my time, it's my time. So about a month or so goes by, and my normal routine was to go visit my mom about every other week when I would go visit my other children that didn't live in the same house with me. So I'd make my rounds, I'd go see the kids, I'd go see my mom, we'd, you know, go shopping, go talking, whatever we needed to do and catch up. And the last time I saw her would have been roughly a day or so before she actually passed away. So we had gotten some food, hung out, talked for a couple of hours. I dropped her back off, gave her a hug, told her I loved her, and watched her walk into her building. Nothing out of the ordinary. I was supposed to get together with her to cut her hair. For those of you that don't know, I'm still a licensed hairstylist, but I've retired due to injuries and illnesses. So I don't do hair unless it's for my close friends or family anymore, but I was going to give her a haircut. She had been growing her hair out for about 3 years, and she finally wanted to do something to it. So it had been about probably down to her waist at that point. She was ready for a little bit of a change. So I had texted her in the week showing her different styles that we could do, different things that maybe, you know, she wanted for her change and all that stuff. No reply. That wasn't totally unusual. Sometimes she would be, you know, gardening or out running errands, and she just wouldn't hear her phone, so she'd get back to me later. A few more days go by, I text her again, no answer. Thought, okay, that's a little weird. Maybe she didn't pay her phone bill, whatever. Chucked it up to, I'm going to see her this next weekend, so it wasn't a big deal. Fast forward a few days. I'm taking one of my kids to a normal doctor's appointment, and I'm waiting in the lobby, and my niece calls me. And she says, Auntie, I can't reach Grandma. And one of the neighbors in her building, in her apartment building, wanted to offer condolences for her passing. And I was very confused, and I was like, that's not adding up. What's going on? So I said, don't panic. Let me try and get a hold of her. Sent her messages on Facebook, tried calling her, left her voicemails, no answer. So a few minutes go by, I try her again, no answer. And I thought, okay, something's not right. So I called her apartment building. And mind you, this was during COVID when everything was shut down. So even if I wanted to get in contact with her or get in her building, I wasn't allowed to. No one was allowed to go in and visit unless you were living in the building or you were a healthcare worker that was there for a patient. Other than that, you had to be staff, or no one was allowed to enter the building under any circumstances, because it was either disabled people, elderly people, or people with compromised immune systems that lived in this building. So I wasn't even allowed to go in the building to check on my own mom during COVID. It was horrible. So I called the office and I got a hold of somebody, and I said, I need you to go to my mom's apartment and do a welfare check. People are telling me that she's passed away and no one can reach her. So they said, we'll go check and we'll give you a phone call back. About 30 minutes go by, still nothing. Finally, I got home from the doctor's appointment we were at, and I called the local police department and I said, listen, my mom is elderly. She lives on her own. No one can reach her, and there's rumors that she's passed away. I need somebody to go do a welfare check immediately and let me know if she's okay or not. So about 20-30 minutes go by and I get a phone call, and I instantly had a sinking feeling that the dream that I had was correct. So the woman on the other end of the phone tells me that we made contact with your mother's apartment building, and unfortunately we found your mother deceased in her bathtub, and she's been there for a while, for at least a few days. So I got the worst news of my life on that phone call, and knew that my dream was predictive and that it accurately predicted everything that I saw. So based on that, I went through a lot of spiritual awakening over the last 3.5 to 5 years. And based on that, I chose to document what I had lived through, my spiritual journey, all of the ups and downs of my life, and what kind of led me on this path to tell my story. And my story is basically that I am a psychic, I am a medium, and I'm an empath. I'm also an intuitive tarot reader. I channel messages from source. I am not necessarily the one they're coming from. I'm like the telephone receiver. So while I get a download of messages from spirit, I am just the person who is relaying them. I'm the messenger. So they don't come from me, they come from God's source in the universe. And I've learned over time to decipher what these things are and be able to deliver these messages in the best way I know how. Sometimes they do come in songs for me. Sometimes a song will convey exactly the things that you need to hear, or exactly what you need to know to give you some sort of solution to your problem, or something that resonates in your energy that clicks and it makes sense for you. So music is something that's universal, and it's a vibration, and you can match that vibration or not, but most of the time I feel like people really resonate with songs. So a lot of times in my readings, you'll have like a message that comes with a song. That's why I created this one, the soundtrack of your life, is because I feel like music is something that a lot of people can really relate to. So it's really important. I always say that I have like the world's library of jukebox songs in my head, and sometimes it feels like somebody just makes a selection and starts playing music randomly in my head, and that's how music comes through in my mind. I have music in my dreams. Music is like playing in my head most of the day, most of the night. So that's kind of how messages work for me. So let me grab my book and I'll show you guys what it looks like. I always forget to grab it before I sit down to make a video. So it's called Stepping Stones to Destiny. It is only available on Amazon. I used self-publishing last, year and a half or so ago. So it is available in 3 different formats. There is a hardback, that's this one, a paperback, and a Kindle downloadable version. There are different prices for that reason. The Kindle is the cheapest if you just want to download it. That's an easy way for you to get it immediately. The hardcover and the paperback are the 2 physical copies that you can order. I'm pretty sure I have it set up to where it can ship worldwide. So if you're able to get access to Amazon and get deliveries, you should be able to order the book. If you go to my About page on my channel and scroll all the way to the bottom, there's one that has the little Amazon symbol and it says my book. Click that, it will show you all the options. You can order it and have it shipped right to you. So that's how you would go about getting a copy of my book. Let's see, I am thinking about signing a few copies and basically having a contest to ship some out to people. I need to order a couple more copies before I do that, but that is something that's coming in the future if you're interested. Let's see, what else? Working on a second book. It's going to take a little while. The first one is about my journey, my spiritual journey, and how all this stuff came about. And losing my mom was a huge tipping point for me to actually really make this, make this public. So my close friends and family knew that I could do this, but I didn't really share it with other people. So most people that knew me didn't really know that that I was capable of doing these things. So I kind of kept it hidden, not because I was ashamed for any reason, because I had fear that I would be judged or that people wouldn't believe me. And it took a while to really get my confidence. And I wanted to be accurate as well as compassionate with people. Losing somebody is very difficult. And so I've lost quite a people in my own life. And I definitely had empathy for how hard it can be. And sometimes when we lose people, we're really stuck. We're stuck in that grief, loss, and mourning. And so sometimes being able to get an outsider's perspective on a situation will kind of shed some light on things that maybe we need to adjust or address in our life to be able to make the changes to help us kind of grieve in a different way. And while grief is definitely an individual journey for everybody, it's something that I feel like over time you learn to adjust or adapt to them not being there. And while we never really truly get over the loss of somebody, we get a new sense of normal or adjust to what it is without that person in our life. And that can take, for some people, the rest of your life to adjust to that. For other people, within a couple of years, you kind of start to adjust to a new normal, but it's different for everybody. So I always tell people, don't rush your grieving process, because you could, be thinking you're fine and then something silly will make you bawl your eyes out like a big baby, because all of it comes and it hits you in waves. So you've got to be patient with yourself, but it's something really important that you work through those steps in order to kind of cope with it, because without that, I feel like you just are stuck. You're stuck in a rut of not being able to go forward. So hopefully that answered your question. All right. Pooja, hello. Let's see. Will Muna get his karma back for the wrong that he did me? I believe we answered that question in our last live that we did with you. Let's see. What is Brandon's situation at the moment? Does he still love me and want to return to me and his son? So I'm actually not reading love messages today. Tuesdays are when I pull love messages. I have spiritual guidance stuff out today is what I'm pulling for free. And I have 3 new decks that I created. That one is about songs. It's all song references. And the other one is who's thinking about you. And then the other one is alphabet letters. So we can try and narrow it down. So I have angel guidance out, and I have our Keepers of the Light Oracle out. So those are the freebies that I'm offering today during the live. So if you guys would like any of those, let me know. Yes, Stepping Stones to Destiny is the title of the book. Greetings from Estonia. Let's see. I've had this many times that I hear a song and there are exactly the words I need to hear. It makes so much sense now. That's how spirit works, or at least that's how spirit works for me. So song lyrics are definitely something that I feel like so many people can resonate with, no matter what your background is, no matter what lifestyle you live, things like that, that music is something that really unites us as a whole. And so I really feel like songs are a way that spirit and the angels are able to connect things for us in a way that we maybe wouldn't have connected the dots otherwise. So I do really feel like music is significant for that. Let's see. Guidance for me. Who's thinking about me? Okay, so it's disappearing. Let's see. So Pooja, who's thinking about me? So let's see. So this one gives like descriptions. Yes, I have a memory like you wouldn't believe. If I have interacted with you in any way, shape, or form, I will never forget a face as long as I live. And while I didn't see your face while we were on the last live, I do remember names if I've interacted with you, and faces have always been something that has stuck with me. It's like a steel trap. It goes in there and it's just stuck forever. So that's part of the psychic intuition. There's also something called remote viewing that I've done a few times where I can physically have never been to a place, but I can describe it in scary detail. And I'll tell you that story after we read your cards because it's kind of interesting too. All right, so I'm going to pull 6 of these and then a few initials to see if we can narrow it down for who's thinking about you. Okay, so we're going to start with the who's thinking about you cards. We have jeans and a t-shirt or sweatpants is what they like to wear on a regular basis. It's something that it's like they're more comfortable in comfortable clothing. They're an animal lover, or you are. Funny, likes to joke and laughs a lot. Somebody has red hair or red in the hair. Let's see, an average height between 5'5" and 5'10". Again, this could be you or this could be the person. And somebody has tattoos somewhere on their body, either sleeves, like from shoulder to wrist, neck tattoos, face tattoos, back, arms, or somewhere on their body could be covered in tattoos. We have a letter B, T, S, F, Q, and J. So those are the letters that are coming through. So if any of those resonate, let me know. Could also be somebody that you may have not had a big connection with, but you may have had an impact on. So that's what we have for you. Let's see. My memory is so good. Thank you so much. I pride myself on being able to remember a lot of things. Violet, you said guidance, please. Did you want the angel guidance from your angels and your spirit guides? Do you want keepers of the light, or do you want the music deck, who's thinking of you, and the letters? Let's see. My boyfriend's name is Biswat. Okay, so we did have a few of those letters now, didn't we? So there you go. There you go. Definitely had some of those. All right. His height is 5'6", and he's an animal lover. See, that's why I created these cards, was to help you guys have confirmation. So there you go. Spirit says, yep, we got one. We figured it out. Okay, so what was the story I said I was going to tell you? Oh, remote viewing. Okay, so remote viewing. So think of it like you can see something in your mind, in your mind's eye. Your intuition is showing you a place, but you've never been there. But you can, it's like looking at a photograph. So let's just say, like, let's say this is what I was seeing in my mind. Let's say I was seeing bright yellow and a person, and that things were changing over and over again in this person's life. So let's say it was a place. Let's say I could describe in great detail. So I have an example of one of these. So my boyfriend that I've known since high school, we haven't dated that long. We've been together for 8 years, but I've known him for like 25 years of my life. Long story short, I never met his parents while they were living. I didn't really know anything about them. I didn't even in the beginning really know their names because he always referred to them both as mom and dad. So I didn't even know their names for a long time while we were dating. So long story short, he grew up in a town that I had never been to. And I kept telling him it would be fun to go there and to see where he grew up, that I would love to see it, see what it looks like. And as I was saying this, I was getting images in my mind of a place that I had never been to. So I described it to him and I said, I can see a white house on the top of a hilltop and it overlooks a city skyline. And there's houses below it, but it definitely sits up top, and like the rest of the houses would have been down below the rest of this hillside that he lived on. And then I could see a fence in the front, and there was something to my right that was like a big wall to me that I couldn't see past. It was taller than me and it was solid. I couldn't see through it, and I didn't know what it was. It just felt like a giant wall or a block to me. So fast forward about a year or so later, we decided to take a little road trip. About an hour or so from where we currently live is where he grew up. And it's a small little farming town, not really a whole lot going on down there, and very rural, very beautiful little setting. And he had 3 different places that he wanted to take me to, but he didn't tell me where we were going. He wanted to see if I could pick up information. So he gets to the first place and I said, I know where we are. And he said, okay, so where are we at? And I said, this is the house that I saw in my mind. We called it the crazy wheelchair house. There's a story behind that. I'll tell you in a second. So I said, I know where we are. This is the crazy wheelchair house. And he was like, how do you know that? And I said, because it's like what I saw in my head. And I said, I have to get out. I have to see the back of the house because that's the vantage point that I saw. So we pull up. There's a split rail fence in front of the house. That was one of the things I saw. We get to the side of the yard and there is a giant roll-off metal dumpster. It's probably like 8 to 10 feet tall. I'm 5'4", so much taller than me, and it's solid. I couldn't see around it, couldn't see through it. So that was the wall that I saw on the right side of me. And as I turned and stood in the back of the house, facing the rear of the house, facing away from it, I saw the skyline and I saw all the other homes below it. So that was the first one that I could see. So all of the elements were there that I saw in my mind, but I had never been there until that moment. And all of those things were there. So I was able to remotely view things in a place that I had never actually physically experienced. So it's very real. And that's definitely something that absolutely can happen, but it takes work to tap into it. All right. So what was the other thing I said that I would tell you in just a second? I swear I lose my train of thought when I'm channeling messages all the time. Okay, so Violet wants to know who's thinking of me. Let's see. And what else do we have? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So happy to know that he is thinking about me. Well, I would hope so. And if he's not, you better have a talking to. Tell him, I better be on your mind. I'm your girl, so I better be on your mind. You better be thinking about me. I tease mine a lot too. Tell him all the time, you better be thinking about me from time to time. Otherwise, what are we doing together, you goofball? Silly, silly. All right, let's see what else we have going on here. All right, so Violet, who is thinking of me? Do you want the spiritual messages or the who's thinking of me deck? The who's thinking of me? We'll get that one out. I'm gonna shuffle it real good. I'm on my phone, so my chat keeps disappearing. I have to keep touching the screen to see you guys' messages. All right, for Violet, let's see what's going on. All right, someone with dimples in their chin. So dimple in their chin or a cleft in their chin. Facial hair, beard, mustache, or a goatee. So any kind of facial hair. Let's see. We have red hair again. So they could have red in their hair in some way. So whether that's like natural highlights from the sun, if they have dark hair like dark brown or black, we'll highlight kind of red, so like an auburny tone. Short, 5 foot or under. That could be you or that could be them. Let's see. Slim build, athletic build and body. So one of you could be slim and one of you could have like a little bit more muscle tone. And one of you has a small nose. All right, let's get some letters out for you. We have L, N, P, and S for your letters. So if any of those resonate, did you want some of the song cards as well for yours? You read that I am a good person in my soul. Greetings from Estonia. Yes, your energy comes through very peaceful. So whether that's something that you work towards or whether that's just naturally who you are, it feels very peaceful and very happy energy when I interact with you. Like when I can see you pop up, it's like, oh, how fun, my friend is here. And that's what it feels like. It feels like very friendly, very comforting energy from you. Let's see. And Violet, you do want some songs. Okay, let's get some of those. This deck is big, so I'm learning how to shuffle it. There's 150 of them in here. So one called Your Man by someone called Josh Turner. It's a good song. Let's see. And I give you who sings them so you can look it up here on YouTube and you can play the song. When a Man Loves a Woman, Michael Bolton. That's a good one. It's an older song. So Your Man, Josh Turner, and When a Man Loves a Woman, Michael Bolton. Let's get one more song for you. Oh, two more. I'm Not the Only One, Sam Smith. So that tells me that you've dealt with somebody who cheated on you in the past before and you're really like struggling to trust people again. So know that everybody from your past, that the people coming into your life are not the people who hurt you before. So start fresh and give them a clean slate. Don't make the new people coming into your life pay for the mistakes that others have done or the hurt that they've done. And Tequila, Dan and Shay. So those are the songs for you. If you're not familiar with those are country songs. All but one of them, no, all but two of them are country songs, but they are all on YouTube. So Tequila is by Dan and Shay. I don't know if these are right side up for you guys or not. I'm Not the Only One, Sam Smith. When a Man Loves a Woman, Michael Bolton. And Your Man, Josh Turner. So those are what we have. All right, let's see. Clean up my mess here. Catch up with you guys in the chat. So does the description I gave you match anybody you can think of? I'm always curious how my readings resonate for people. Angel guidance, yes. Pooja, angel guidance. All right, harmony and resolution, and they're telling me to give you the full book meaning for this one. So give me 1 second and I'm going to pull that out for you. Usually when they do that, it's something that I would miss if I just read it. So they asked me to read from the book, so we will. Okay, so this is your card. It says, angels of harmony and healing are with you to help you resolve any conflicts that have been disturbing your inner peace. You are being encouraged to call in the light of God and surrender any concerns that you have so that the divine can resolve them. Your angel guide is suggesting you release any need to be right or to get your point across, for this will only create more hostility. This is a time to focus on your own inner peace. Dedicate time and energy to doing what you can to make yourself feel comforted and comfortable. Through being more caring towards yourself, you will create harmonious energy that will wash out like a wave to all of those around you. Trust that this will happen and harmony will be restored. Extended message. Angel guidance is encouraging you to stand down from any conflicts that are going on in your life right now. Take a step back to collect your thoughts and breathe. Angels cannot help you unless you create space for them to intervene, and they are with you now and willing to restore peace. They want you to know that they are aware of your challenges and that the concerns that you have, but unless you have faith that harmony can be restored, nothing can change. This is a time for you to visualize yourself, the situation, and everyone involved enveloped in a golden light of goodness and grace. It's important to know that angels of peace are encouraging you to let them bring peace into this situation. It's time to trust the process. So that's what we have for your angel message. Let's see. All right. Did anybody else who's joining us want any cards before we close out the live today? And thank you guys for sitting with me and sharing your stories and asking questions. I always appreciate it. I love when people actually jump on the live and get to hang out. And I like to be able to get to know you guys a little bit. And that way you get to ask questions and kind of, whatever you want to know. I'm pretty open for most things, and if I'm not, I'll just tell you I don't feel like answering that question. All right, make sure I didn't miss anybody up here in the chat. see. For anybody who's new here, oh, a song? No, you're not asking too much. You're fine. That's what we're here doing. So you wanted one of the song cards. Let me give them a good shuffle here. The whole reason I have these is so you guys can get in on free readings. And then I do hold freebies from time to time when I have the ability to do so. Sometimes my week is too busy and I don't have the availability, but if I do, I definitely post them in advance so you guys can get in on it. All right, let's get Pooja a song. What song do we need? Oh, there we go. All right. In Case You Didn't Know by Brett Young, so that's a good one. I Would Walk 500 Miles, The Proclaimers. And One Number Away, Luke Combs. So in this message, it's telling me that somebody has feelings. Either you have strong feelings for someone or vice versa. And in case you didn't know, those are very strong feelings and they definitely want to express those. Excuse me. Somebody is willing to walk through a lot of pain and a lot of things and challenges in order to be with you, or vice versa. However these resonate, whether it's on your end or their end. And that somebody is hesitating. They're one number away from making that phone call. So this could be a current person who's kind of trying to work up the courage, or there is somebody from your past that could be trying to work up the courage to contact you. So definitely however that resonates for you, but those are 3 songs for you to listen to. I'm sorry I need to share that. It's so hot in Estonia right now and my water is amazing, so cool and tasty. Off topic, I know, but I love it. No worries. I'm drinking some sweet tea. So how hot is it there in Estonia? I think do you guys use Celsius? So I'd have to convert it in my brain, what the temperature is. Are these songs from my person? They could be, or they could be a message that needs to come through from your spirit guides. So whichever way it resonates, you need to listen to the songs in order to actually get the message. So definitely listen to them. It was I Would Walk 500 Miles by the Proclaimers. All of these are on YouTube, so you can definitely listen to them. One Number Away by Luke Combs. And In Case You Didn't Know by Brett Young. So those were the 3 songs for you. So when I channel songs, that's always what I tell people to do, is that you need to listen to the full song or look up the lyrics and listen to it so that you can get the message that's trying to come through, and then use your own intuition and see if it resonates for you or not. And if it doesn't, that's okay. And if it does, then you know that the message connected for you. Typically, it usually connects. Most people say, yeah, I know exactly what that means. Yeah, we use Celsius. So how warm is it there in Estonia today? And are you guys going into your summer, or are you guys going into fall? Where I live in the United States, we're getting ready to go into fall from summer. So it's still quite warm where I'm at too. It's 25 and very humid. So what would that be? Would that be like over 80 or 90 degrees there in Fahrenheit? Humidity. Where I was born in Mississippi, I lived right near the ocean by the Gulf of Mexico, and it was very humid all the time. I actually don't mind humidity most of the time, but it does take a while to really get used to it. And when you factor in high temperatures and high humidity, it can be very miserable. So I sympathize. Hopefully you can cool off somehow, maybe swimming or, cool towel or something. We have all 4 normal seasons. We do too, although sometimes our fall can be quite short, and it's like we might have just a taste of fall cooler weather before it starts snowing and getting very cold. Not a fan of the cold. I would prefer it to be at least comfortable in the 70s or 80 degree range. Not a fan of super, super hot, although sometimes it's nice when things have been really cold and gross, but we're getting ready to go into fall in another month or so, and things will start to cool down. And I don't know, I love Halloween. I celebrate Halloween, and I like all the costumes and dressing up and pumpkins and cinnamon and, just all the things that I associate with fall. I like to watch the leaves change and change colors. Spring is another season that I enjoy. I get to watch all the flowers bloom and things turn green again, so I enjoy both of those. Summer, it's all right. You get to wear less clothing and be hot and miserable. And winter, I'm not a huge fan, although I love to crochet in winter time. So I make like a lot of blankets or scarves or hats and give them away to people in winter, since you can't really go do much when it's freezing and snowing and all that stuff. So I find ways to keep myself busy when it's cold outside. Autumn starts in September, yes. For us too. Let's see, one of my children, I have 4 biological sons. One of them is born in the very first week of September. So right around Labor Day, he always gets excited because it's his birthday and he graduated high school last year, so he doesn't have to go back to school, and he's excited about that. Now he gets to adult and just go to work, so he's not so excited about that part. Yes, fall. Absolutely love fall. You love winter, cool weather. It's not so bad. I like watching the snow fall. I think it's very pretty to watch it fall, but I don't like driving in the snow. Even though I have, a 4-wheel drive vehicle, I don't enjoy driving in it. Most people out here seem to forget how to drive in the snow. They don't drive great in good weather, so they really drive bad when it's crummy outside. But I don't know. It's something you just get used to. You figure it out and learn how to just avoid people on the road if at all possible, or you stay home. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to another live. I'm going to try and keep posting lives a few times a week, answer questions, pull cards for free. And then I'm always taking new clients. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can book those through my email. You just shoot me an email and we discuss, what type of reading you want. I offer love readings, tarot readings, shadow work, spiritual advice. Let's see, what else do I have over there? Oh, that's most of it. Those are like the basics of stuff that I offer. I'm working on my second book. Don't know when I'll be finished with that, but the first one is for sale on Amazon, so that'll all be in the descriptions of all my videos, or it's on the About page of my channel if you're interested. First book that's published is called Stepping Stones to Destiny. It's only for sale on Amazon. There's 3 versions. If you're interested, go check that out. And let's see. Yeah, so just letting my creative juices flow lately. I'm going to be working on a twin flame love reading deck for the twin flames. There's lots of them that are waking up to their spiritual gifts and purposes collectively as a whole on the planet. So I'm going to channel as I create this deck, and I'm going to create one side for the masculine side and one side for the feminine side so that they coincide and talk to each other and communicate through that. Let's see, what else are we working on? I don't know. I've always got something going on, so it's going to be busy the next couple of weeks just trying to get some of these goals that I have achieved and things out there and everything, but I will still keep posting and definitely still doing lives. When I have, 1,000 followers on TikTok, I can go live over there. For now, I only have around 500 and something, so I can't go live over there. So I only go live on my YouTube channel currently, and until that changes over there, I won't be able to go live. So if you know anybody who wants to follow me on TikTok, I have that as well. Again, all the stuff is listed either in the description of the video or on the About page of my channel. And that's about it. So thank you guys so much for coming, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. You guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.